Hey everyone, welcome back to the Halo World Championships 2017. We're live from the ESL studios in Burbank, California. I'm Axel Class here at the Xfinity desk, joined by Ghost and T-Squared, guys. Good to have you on board. T-Squared, you're just in the last match commentating. Ghost, you're doing some fancy telestrator stuff. Pretty good at drawing, I gotta say.
I'm all right.
Let's talk about the last match, guys, real quick. Splyce getting the victory. How surprised are you that that happened?
Extremely surprised. What a way to start the tournament. We're going to see if these other teams that were the underdogs can gain confidence from what Splyce did.
Yeah, I am completely caught off guard. I mean, talking to Envious just the last 2 days, they have been in a crazy good mindset. And for Splyce to come out and really just shut it down, I think it speaks more to Splyce than it does to Envy. I know that we kind of seen Envy falter a little bit in recent history, but yeah, man, Splyce is the real deal in my opinion.
Really awesome storylines already developing this weekend, and it's only day one. But we're going to keep going with the Halo. Let's talk about the next match. We're going to be proceeding into Group D action. We have two non-North American teams that are going to be playing. We have SOAR against FAB. Of course, FAB, one of your qualifying players from, qualifying teams, I should say, from Europe. SOAR coming out of the Latin America region.
Oh yeah, and I think both of these rosters really haven't proven their worth just yet this weekend. We've seen both of them prove their worth in their own respective regions, and I think that it was pretty crazy to be there over in Europe and to hear FAB win. And I think it was the interview right after winning where we hear them say, well, we're not even happy. We already knew we were the best in Europe. We just are getting ready to play North American teams. Well, you don't get to play a North American team just yet. You got to, you know, take down Latin America, I guess, first. But we'll see if that is the case. We know how good the SOAR Gaming roster is. They had a ton of teams that they had to really battle it through, and they're the team that made it here. So it's a big region. We've seen numerous times the Latin Americans have proven to have big rosters and big upsets in numerous other esports, namely Counter-Strike recently. So yeah, I don't doubt these guys at all. I can't count them out.
We're going to see a lot about Group D here because FAB, they are the #2 seed in this group, and then SOAR, they're the #3 seed in this group. So we're seeing two teams connected again. It's not a 1 versus 3 or anything like that, just like we saw Splyce, the #2 seed, taking on the #1 seed in Group C. These two teams, when they battle it out, we're going to see if FAB is playing at, you know, a level that could potentially take down Straight to potentially win this Group D, or we're going to see if possibly the other team,
yeah,
SOAR, is going to come up here.
And Straight considered a favorite, I think. So this could be a match for second, which is really important, the difference between winners in bracket and losers bracket. But as we saw, we thought Envious was the favorite. They ended up losing to Splyce. Anything can happen at the Halo World Championships. Honestly, though, really cool story behind these guys, SOAR Gaming, coming from Latin America. This is their first time on this big of a stage. You can see them looking over at their opponents. You got to wonder what's going through their mind. They know it's $1 million prize pool. But again, they're coming to the stage. They're regarded as the underdogs. You know, a lot of people regarding them as the underdogs in the tournament. But coming in, seeing Splyce taking out Envious, I gotta wonder, is that motivational for them? To be like, hey, you know what? Anything can happen. Maybe we can get on the stage and do exactly what Splyce just did.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely can happen. It's going to have to start with game one, though. I think that was the big thing that we saw, is once you get that confidence from the first game, or even if it's like the first flag capture or anything like that, they were able to just continue to gain momentum throughout the series. And they could have continued that momentum even in Rig Slayer game #2 in that Splyce vs Envy series, but Hook was just going off with a sniper rifle. So that was one of the things that really kept these guys in the series. As we take a look at the series layout, this is going to be different game types because it's different game types for 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, and 2 versus 3. So there's 3 different sets of game types that we're seeing here. This was just played on the B stream as well, these set of game types. So if you are coming from the B stream, welcome to the A stream. And if you are in the A stream, there is a Bravo stream, so make sure that you open up another tab here. But this is a great game one here. Empire Strongholds, all going to be very close range battles, a lot of communication here, very hectic. And then game #2, Eden, that's when things start to really slow down. So 2 completely different pace game types.
All right, guys, we're about to get into this match, and I got to get a prediction from you. Best of 5, group action here. FAB versus SOAR. Who do you got?
I think that FAB will probably win 3-1. I think that first game could fall actually to SOAR Gaming, but I don't know if they can close it out. That Eden Team Slayer is super strong for FAB.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. I think FAB's got this one in the bag, but I think that it's going to be a lot tougher than people expect. If SOAR's able to keep up the fight, that's going to give even more confidence to these other teams that people were kind of overlooking. So I can't wait to get this series started.
All right, here we go. Let's do it. Make sure you join the conversation. Who do you think is going to win? Tweet at us at ESL Halo. Use the hashtag HaloWC. Also, let us know Twitter, Facebook, Beam, Twitch chat, all all of it. Let us know what you think. But that being said, let's do it. Let's get into the next match of the day. Best of 5 between FAB and SOAR. This is the Halo World Championships. $1 million on the line. Over to the commentary team. We got Gaskin and Walshy.
Yep, on the desk here with one of the best Halo players of all time, and Dave, you're here as well. It's nice that you've joined me here. We've got FAB, and we have, of course, SOAR Gaming. Real big opportunity for FAB just to show what they're made of here. I'm thinking it might be a little bit of a blowout, but how do you feel about this game?
I'm personally thinking it's going to be a blowout. I mean, this is the best European roster we have ever seen in the history of Halo. So FAB are just going to have to come out swinging. I feel like this is their tournament if they're going to do something. Whereas SOAR, like you said, a lot of people don't know as much about this Latin American squad.
Well, we do see early overshield control here for Jimbo, and they are going to get control of this pit as well. It looks like no contestant coming through from anyone from SOAR. As I say that, here they come raining down, and CNV bullets can come through, but kills coming now from FAB. They will get control of pit and start putting points on the board. Jimbo does fall to some grenades, and that's actually 3 down from FAB now. So SOAR trying to get a little bit of control, but Mose is stopping them there in the pit, saying you're not having it that easily. And now off spawn, here come FAB to try and stop any SOAR members getting that pit.
I like this play by Munoz. Just stands on the side ledge, trying to capture over at red base, eventually taken down, but Drift is there to clean it up and finish off that capture. Once again, triple cap for SOAR Gaming.
Here we go. Total control for SOAR Gaming. We do see one coming back through from FAB now, but can they hold this? How well can they stop these European powerhouses from gaining or regaining control of this map? There are several members of FAB going down. They seem to have been caught slightly off guard here by SOAR Gaming. They have come out hot. They're here to play, and FAB off spawn are getting taken out one by one.
I mean, all we talked about when we were on the analyst desk in pregame show was how good this European roster is. We were all sleeping on the SOAR game. Who knows if SOAR Gaming is the real deal or if they're getting off to a hot start, but SOAR Gaming is looking like they can hang with this top European squad.
Yeah, SOAR Gaming at the moment just soaring through the sky. They are not letting FAB let up here at all, and that's total control once again. Munoz just taking on that blue base there, and now it's just going to move over to pit as well. Red base does go back to FAB, but they still can't get control of this pit, so nice early control from SOAR. And FAB, they're just trying to break through here, there, and everywhere, but they can't find anything.
And what I'm noticing is every single time we see a SOAR Gaming player challenge, they're winning those fights, as we saw Munoz end up winning that last AR battle. The other thing I'm noticing is that as soon as SOAR gets 2 strongholds under control, they decide to just go for the trip cap or trade a capture. Rather than playing defensively, they're constantly on the offensive.
Finally, FAB are able to regain control of pit now. They need to really start pressing and trying to get back in this game. Perhaps they've underestimated their opponent ever so slightly, so they weren't hot off the blocks. But now as we get into the middle of this game, can FAB start to regain any control? But Drift is going to say no as he puts bullets into Respectful's eyes, and they gain control. They're just trying to get this pit here. They're pushing through, but at the moment, FAB are doing well off spawn to just keep bombarding here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, and this is one of the first times that we've seen SOAR kind of on the back foot. The rest of this match, they've been on the offensive. They had control of 2 or 3 of the strongholds and got to dictate the pace of the game. But now we see that in the hands of FAB as they are going for their first trip cap of the game. But once again, SOAR, look at that all the way over at red base, just trading captures even when they don't have the majority captured.
Yeah, SOAR doing well to make sure they have 1 stronghold at least, not allow FAB to kind of get back into this game too easily. We did see a triple kill coming out of Jimbo, and it almost was followed by a triple cap. And now we can start to see FAB controlling this game as Respectful just running around here by Van. Can he get this assault rifle kill? No, he can't. He does go down, but thankfully, 2Foxy was there to respond.
Yeah, 2Foxy and Respectful just running around as a pack outside. Even if one gets taken down, the other is there. Even Mo's trying to go for the capture at red. Seems like they're just throwing every body they have over at red base.
Yeah, we are seeing kills coming through now. Nice work from Drift as well, just planting the grenade under Respectful's feet, taking him down. Red base is going to go in favor of FAB, so they will still keep control. But SOAR at the moment just moving back and forth between blue and red. Pit is so close to be taken. Can we get the reset coming out through? Yes, we will. So Respectful just in time to stop that one.
One thing I noticed in that kill feed is there were 3 melee kills back to back to back. And you know that's pretty much a fight in pit as players are desperately diving in there and willing to trade, especially when they have control of pit.
And how often does that happen as well? You just see this contested competitive here where everyone's diving in here, there, and everywhere, and it's just so scrappy. But really, FAB need to take the scrappy element out of this game. They really need to take control now, show that they're boss. They've allowed SOAR to get into the start of the game, but finally, we do see now sheer control coming out from FAB.
Well, that's one of the things about your team. When you have control of pit, for example, when FAB had control of pit, it's a low-risk, high-reward play when you jump in there, because at worst case, you're contesting. At best case, you can get a damage and a trade with that player. And even if you can just stop that time, it's so important, because generally when you're playing defensive on pit, you can just chuck grenades. Like I said, just go for trade kills, and things can go in your favor.
And this is the interesting point now for SOAR. Now they're behind. There was total control for FAB. They've managed to retake one base. Can they get back into this game? This is what separates the men from the boys, being able to take these decisions and say, look, we all need to push together. We need to either go for that blue base or go for that pit. At the moment, they're playing into FAB's hands because they're pushing in one by one and being taken out easily.
Yeah, FAB are just playing this so well. I think they've kind of caught on a little bit to how SOAR have been playing as they've been watching their own red base. However, Bullet trying to go for pit. This is a tough situation as we have 3 members of FAB collapsing on the pit and just taking them out one by one.
Okay, here we go. Pit now back in control. Wow, will FAB respond? Well, there's a nice melee coming out from Mose there. He's going to now try and push and get round with his team. Respectful also gets a frag as well. So now they can push and try and take this pit. Off spawn, what are SOAR going to do? Can anyone get here to stop it? No. Fantastic from FAB to instantly respond, and they get back scoring points here.
And one of the reasons that it was so easy to take back pit in that situation is Mose did a great heads-up play. He realized that SOAR are super aggressive, and instead of just trying to go out and get control of the map or get control of pit, he sat back at red base, let a player come in, win that one-on-one, and then pushed out in a 4v3 scenario with the rest of his team.
Pit does get taken, but Foxy gets a double. Goes for the triple! Finds him with the ground pound. Munoz, goodbye, my friend. That is going to be a nice, easy triple for Foxy. Now the rest of his team can come and take Pit. Absolutely huge from him, and they're nearly racked up to about 80 points. So they're close to closing this game out. Are they going to be able to put this one to bed, though, Dave?
And what a chase by Foxy, and I agree. I think, yes, they can close this game out. I was very concerned at the start, though, because it's one of those situations where we see all the members of SOAR win their 1v1s. They're out-rotating FAB, but FAB is showing kind of that veteran leadership. They decide just to slow it down, play their game, and eventually they've been outslaying towards the end of this, 55-44 kills.
Speaking of veteran, I'm in Foxy here with the camouflage as well. He knows exactly where to be on the map. What do you think was going wrong at the start of this game? Do you think it was just a case of underestimating their opponents?
Well, one of my old teammates, Shockwave, explained it best. He basically said the first couple minutes of a game are the most chaotic. Whether you're talking about a match in Halo or the first couple minutes of a March Madness NBA or basketball game. It's one of those things where these players are getting their jitters out. They're going for shots maybe they shouldn't go for, and they're just trying to get in the pace of the game. And so it's one of those things that I think SOAR just got the better of FAB the whole time. They kept out-rotating. They kept winning their 1v1s, which is crucial. Those add up over time.
Well, it was a slow start, but FAB do come back into it and close game 1, and we'll start the series off strong. I think you're right, Dave. A little bit of jitters perhaps early on and just maybe underestimating their opposition. But big triple kill coming out from Foxy, which was huge for them. Let's see if we can take a look at the statistics here as well. 17 kills coming out from Jimbo. Obviously the newest addition to FAB. He was the man who replaced Kimbo after full season, and the fact that he's come in and he's able to do that is huge. What just went wrong for SOAR, though? Because, I mean, early on they were looking great, and I was thinking, okay, we've underestimated this side, maybe they're going to make a statement here, and then suddenly FAB just gained control once again.
Well, when things are going your way, if you're a top Halo team, that's the times where it's easiest to succeed. Yep. It's one of those things where, like, all right, you have control, you have numbers, you have like a 4-on-3 or 4-on-2 advantage, you push through, and a lot of double teams and teamwork just naturally occurs as you call more players are out. However, when you're on the back foot, that's where we see these top teams thrive, and the reason they're here at the Halo World Championship is because they know how to organize in situations where they have fewer members on the map. They know how just to sit together, pick off kills in disadvantageous situations. So I feel like there's a lot of times where SOAR would just run around and win those 1v1s, and when you're winning your 1v1s, when you have numbers on the map, things are going to go your way.
Yeah, I think it showed a lot, actually, from FAB, the fact that even though they went behind early on, they didn't crumble. They could have crumbled, then this moment was huge, that triple coming out from Foxy.
And the other point I want to point out is when we're talking about SOAR and winning those fights, we kept talking about how they're winning their 1v1s. That's the key word, though, is they were forcing themselves in 1v1 situations, even when they had numbers on the map.
Yeah, definitely. They just needed to... I think the thing with SOAR is they got a little bit excited about that early lead as well, and they needed to just calm themselves down and start pushing together a little bit more. We saw towards the end they were just pushing one by one, trying to take those individual battles as they were earlier on, but FAB had already copped it. They were like, oh, so this is how they're going to play the game?
Oh,
okay.
So that's the way you're going to play it.
That's the way you're going to do it. We'll happily do that. There's players... I mean, you've got some of the best European players, some of the best we've ever seen. Their shots are on absolute fire, so you do not want to go up into too many 1v1s for us.
Yeah, specifically Moze. I remember one of my very first games I was playing of Halo 5 after the game released. I was streaming, played against some random person online, name was Moze. I was like, oh wow, like he just carried me in this Team Slayer game, and I called out on stream, I was like, this kid is really good. Even though he doesn't have a mic, even though he wasn't calling out, I was like, this kid is good, and I remember seeing him start to make waves in the European circuit.
Yeah, I think Moze was one of the reasons why I retired from Halo 5, actually. Just early on, just getting slapped around in matchmaking by these guys, and here they are at the World Championships 2017. Are they going to be able to push on? We've got Slayer, Eden as game number 2, Dave. How do you see this one panning out?
Man, well, we talked about how SOAR had some success at the beginning of that game when things are chaotic and they're winning their 1v1s. Whereas Eden, you can only have things be so chaotic and so fast for short periods of time. You might be able to string together 4 or 5 kills, but it is very easy to slow down the game just to hide into red or blue base or security. And at that point, you can't really continue to charge and press that advantage. So I feel like that has to favor FAB.
And we saw so much power-up control coming out from FAB in the last game. I wonder whether we're going to see more of the same. Are they going to control these power weapons as we move on into Eden Slayer now? Can FAB continue their dominance, or will we see a surprise coming from SOAR?
Well, we saw a surprise at the beginning of the game, but this time not looking so good. Actually, as Rockets get taken down, that is 3 members down for FAB. But Moze is there to answer with the reversal and great light rifle shots. Looks like they're going to be able to acquire those Spanker rockets, so we'll switch on over to Jimbo, the man with some great rockets and some great eyebrow action anytime he gets a great kill.
Yeah, it definitely does raise that one eyebrow. But Moze, the cleanup squad coming in, absolutely huge. He picked up those kills to secure those rockets. Otherwise, perhaps that would have allowed SOAR to kind of make a little bit of a gap in these kills, but it's just going to be a 4-3 advantage at the moment for SOAR. FAB playing this one slow. They've got rocket control. They don't need to throw anything away, but on the other side, we do see the sniper rifle in the hands of Atso here, trying to reposition himself, see if he can find an angle, and I'm surprised at how slow this has already become.
Yeah, just shows a lot of patience from both these squads, and in theory, the team that has sniper during the slow period of time is favored. You have so many more opportunities and angles across the map where you can get picks, and also take up more map control, because anyone who is putting themselves in a risky situation is at risk to get their face ripped off or get body shotted like Atso did right there to Moze.
Yeah, you've got to be hitting your shots, and he was able to just fire one into the belly button there. And they still have this 1-kill lead. It has slowed down. Perhaps FAB are going to start to speed things up. They might get a little bit frustrated if this slows down too much, but I think SOAR will be more than happy for this to be slow whilst they do have control of the sniper rifle. Atso just still repositioning himself here, there, and everywhere, trying to find a position, trying to stop FAB from being able to push out. We do see new rockets coming up soon.
Yeah, new rockets, and I believe Jimbo still has control of old rockets, so that's a reason that we're not seeing every member of SOAR just flying out towards that outside area. This is all surprising, though. We don't see absolute map control from SOAR, even though they've been picking up those kills the past 45 seconds.
Well, it's because FAB just seem to be like kind of moving around the map just to avoid the sniper rifle, and SOAR are trying to respond to that by moving themselves and repositioning themselves. They're not dominating, as you say. They're more than happy to sit back and just go trade for trade at the moment. As Munoz is just going to push around, and he'll actually find the sniper rifle. Doesn't survive those shots coming across the map from Foxy. Absolutely huge for him. Sniper is just going to trade hands. Everyone from SOAR is going to try and take it, but it looks like Bullet is going to be aggressively pushed here. Respectful takes him down, and he should get a sniper rifle as a reward.
Great plays by FAB. They did not have the sniper during those standoff situations, but able to pick off a couple kills and then press that advantage instantly. As soon as that sniper was down, you saw how many players collapsed over on that blue catwalk. Now they have control of rockets, and I believe they have sniper.
Yeah, they've got all the toys. What are they going to do with it is the real question, though. Jimbo's going to get aggressive. He just finds Drift here. And now he looks for a second. Can he find any more? No, he's going to be backed off. But Jimbo playing this smart, reloading when he needs to, and he's got support from his teammates as well. I want to know what these FAB-E players are saying in this situation. They've got a little bit of lead. They were behind. Let's go into a listening.
Hey Around the cage,
What are you doing? Last guy's door behind you. Last guy's door behind you. Door behind you, last guy.
Drift one shot in tower.
Trust me, he's at your doors. I've got snipe. He needed it to me.
Oh wait, you have snipe? Okay, sweet. Okay, I'm going.
Playing gold camo. I'm playing gold camo.
Where are they?
I'm trying to get Bree. They're gonna be outside. Outside and blue.
Is it on you? He's on you.
Two red bent.
I'm coming outside.
It's on.
We watch out.
I'll get a kill in a second.
I get beat down.
I got him. I got red. They're in red.
Last two inside red. Last two inside red.
Get the blue.
You should be good to go to blue.
In red, wait,
red.
Rockets.
I'm gonna go outside. I'm going outside.
Maybe top tower.
Just check your corners.
Maybe top cut.
Oh, we're in there.
I'm in top blue sneaky. Then I'm here.
Wide peeking most.
He's got Hydra in your back, bro.
We got one.
Most weight.
Someone out.
He's in.
Watch out, turbine.
Nice. Two shots. Turbine. One shot there. No one here.
I'm coming down.
Absolute. Nice. I got rockets.
Nice.
Where do you want to go, Red?
I got Hydra.
I'll go in blue with these rockets, guys. I'll come blue. I'll go blue with these rockets. I'll come blue.
We're all coming back to blue.
Alright, I'm gonna go blue out these houses.
In red now, red plat.
Alright, I'm gonna make
I'm looking red straight.
Wait for a kill. Just
We got
literally wait for a kill.
Do you literally want to play slow? Do you want to play
Just wait.
I have rockets tower.
Two just gone outside.
They're rough and red. Jim, be careful.
Jim, you good?
I got rockets.
Stare outside.
I haven't got top cap.
On the bend now, one guy.
It's one definitely in tower. I can hear.
Literally.
Just get tower. Yeah, they're tower. I saw him chip. There's probably gonna be two people there.
Oh, camera, go on.
Yeah, sure.
There's probably gonna be another guy there.
We can wait again.
Yeah, just wait, man. We don't have to do anything. Got everything, so I got.
He's on no camera.
I'm watching over you.
He's on camera as well.
Come in. Fuck it, these kids do it.
He's still there.
Yeah, just check the corner.
Reckon he's still there?
Just gonna wait.
Don't know.
Red nest, no way.
Still there.
Yeah.
He's on the hopper, you know, to cat hopper.
One's old OS. I'm one shot. They might push me.
I should have done what you fucking done. I got challenged.
Hold the pressure.
I'll get it again. Pit, pillars.
Pit, I got him.
Nice. I'm in.
Good communication coming out from FAB there. It did slow down a little bit, but there is now a 10-kill lead for FAB here. SOAR were just backing off, and they don't want to be pushing into those rockets and the sniper rifle.
Yeah, and one thing that was surprising there was 2 Foxy's challenge from blue plat all the way towards red. You notice that it was a fight he did not have to challenge. Clearly he's feeling good and felt like he could hit that headshot, but those are those small mistakes that these teams at the Halo World Championship are going to take advantage of. If not this match, absolutely in later matches.
Yeah, he was maybe slightly overconfident. We just see him missing a few shots with that sniper rifle as well. Needs to be hitting those later, perhaps against some of the better North American teams. He might get away with it now against SOAR, but certainly will be punished for it if that happens again. There is still a nice, comfortable lead for FAB here. This is going to be difficult for SOAR to get back into, but what would you do if you're in SOAR's shoes? How do you get back into this game?
Well, SOAR has been in this position where they've had control of power weapons, and the game slows down, and they're not able to accumulate those kills, so I'm almost wondering if speed is their game plan. Like, do they get a couple kills and just try to create it chaotic? But that doesn't seem like a very good game plan overall as far as being like, all right, make things fast and chaotic. Like, you think these top teams at the world, at the Halo World Championship should be kind of slowing things down, making the pushes that they want to make.
Well, we do see Foxy getting a new sniper rifle, but he's taken down. And on the kill feed at the moment, I'm just seeing Mose running riot and taking everything in his path. He's like an absolute bulldozer at the moment. Just 15 kills required now for FAB to take this second game. Respectful's got some rockets as well, but continue now. FAB, they're just slowing this down. They don't really want to push out and get aggressive. It's nice, patient play from them, actually.
And one thing I just noticed is that Jimbo actually picked up that sniper, dropped it again for 2 Foxy. Is he kind of the determined sniper here on FAB, and why?
Yeah, I think out of the 4 players, Foxy's the most confident with a sniper rifle, and I think that's because everyone else on FAB are just more than happy to use any sort of rifle, any sort of pistol. Foxy can also do that as well, but he is the best with a sniper rifle in his hands. And okay, he's not been playing great with it. He's hit a few shots, but there we go. One into the toes of Drift as he takes him down, and just 11 kills needed. Still, sheer control coming out from FAB. SOAR, they're trying to get back into it. They're pushing around in 2s. They're doing everything right, but I feel that maybe the difference is too much already.
Yeah, it's tough, especially, you know, we could have a different conversation if all the weapons were in SOAR's hands and we saw FAB just back down into a base, but it's quite the opposite. In fact, FAB has superior positioning. They have more weapons, and look at those shots from 2 Foxy. Getting one for the melee, almost getting the double kill, but eventually taken down.
It's just confidence now coming in. They just want to finish this one off. They said, we're bored of waiting. Let's just get in the face. Just 6 kills remaining, and they are pushing in. They are gunning for these SOAR players as Mose picks up another one with the grenade onto Bullet, and now 5 kills left. He's just going to take control of this catwalk and move over. They are hunting for these SOAR players. They're not playing this slow anymore. New rockets coming up as well. This should be the end of the game.
Now, on one hand, I respect that confidence, as we saw a player like 2Foxy going for that double kill, going for like those snipe shots and going for the melee. However, at the same time, those are mistakes that are going to be punished even further in their later matches. Like, they're not going to be able to do that against Straight Rippin' and be able to get control of that sniper back immediately.
I guess do it now and get it out of your system. But speaking of getting out of the system, that's going to be the second game for FAB. Nice and easy. We saw a triple kill at the end from Jimbo with the rockets as well. It's going to be tough to take for SOAR Gaming, but I guess what else did we expect? Do you think that they'll be able to push on and maybe get back into this series, or are their heads going to drop here?
I mean, this is the best North American roster we have ever seen. Or sorry, European roster we have ever seen. So I find it tough to believe that we're going to see SOAR be able to come back in the situation, especially after how they start off hot and they haven't been able to get it back later.
Mo's 15 kills and Respectful 13 as well. Mo's and Respectful, an absolute duo in the European scene. Missed out on Worlds last year when they failed to qualify, but they are back and they are here to make a statement.
Yeah, and one thing that's most impressive too about Mo's stats there is he was not the player with the rockets or the player with the sniper. He was the one doing a lot of the dirty work, securing the perimeter, making sure that players like 2Foxy had some breathing room. Very rarely did we ever see 2Foxy get snuck up on with that sniper, and that's because of Mo's. The few times that we did see 2Foxy in a precarious situation is because he pushed up there himself.
Yeah, definitely. Mo's was kind of the cleanup crew for that game, which he is similar. I'd like to compare him to Pistola, perhaps, that if you just let Mo's play like free-for-all almost, he just roams around and he'll finish everything that everyone else puts bullets into. It's a very scary game to play against him, and he had a lot of stick, Mo's, early on for his use of SMG and assault rifles, and people were like, hey, that's all you can use, but I mean, he uses them well, and he will make sure he puts himself in an advantageous position to take you down, but even if he has a battle rifle or a pistol, he's still going to dominate you. It's not like the guy can only use SMGs. There we have it. Those are the first two games. FAB taking Empire Strongholds 100-46, and then as we just saw, Eden Slayer going 50-35 in their favor. But now we move on to Coliseum Capture the Flag. Is there any shining light here for SOAR, do you think?
I mean, unless they happen to be a extremely strong Capture the Flag team, I'm really not sure if they can bring this one back based on what we've seen so far. It would be a different story if we saw them start to show some life in the end of Empire Strongholds or even in Eden Slayer, but it always felt like SOAR gets some sort of small little advantage. It carries them a little bit in the beginning of the match, and then it's just a FAB match from the rest of the game.
And it's a great story for SOAR, really. If we look back at the Latin qualifiers, the fact that they didn't even take part in the qualification process for that, and they just turned up on the day, and they just slapped everyone around, took down all the top seeds. Not so different. It's not going to be the case here at the World Championships. They are struggling at the moment, but perhaps, as you said, maybe they're going to be a great Capture the Flag side.
Yeah, and one thing that's super interesting is actually the Latin American squad's coach, Lestat. I remember playing against him in 2007 or 2008 in Monterrey, Mexico. We had a qualifier back then, and it's just crazy and awesome to see how long players stay in this Halo scene for. So there's Lestat on your screen right now, helping the SOAR gaming squad, trying to help them to get power weapons and hopefully help them organize pushes, because I think they've been lacking in that.
Yeah, I think organization is a big thing, and really just controlling those power weapons specifically. It's just been absolute control from FAB, and we've not seen SOAR being able to contest that, except game one when they had that early kind of push. It has all been FAB. They have been on top of it. They've had the rockets, they've had snipers, and if that happens again on Coliseum, this could be a very quick one.
Yeah, Coliseum's also one of those organized maps. Like, I feel like you could put together 4 really strong players on a map like Truth Capture the Flag, and you're going to see captures happen back-to-back. Like, they know how to run and work with almost anyone. Whereas maps like Fathom and Coliseum, it is organized captures. You have to block the right spawns. You have to know where the flag is running. And there are so many different routes you can take.
Organized captures, sometimes organized chaos, if it could be. Sniper rifle finally falling into 2Foxy's hands. Drift was trying to stop that happening, but he had to back off because the rest of his teammates have gone down. So FAB with early control yet again. Is Foxy going to be confident pushing in? He's going to hit shots. Yes, he can. Takes down Bullet. And that's a nice opening now for his team to push in and try and grab that flag. Jimbo also has rockets. So this is starting off hot for FAB. And is this going to be a bit of a showtime as Foxy hits another no-scope? Does manage to tag a body as well, just pushing into cave there. Now, can FAB just counter this? Can they push in, grab this flag? They should be able to do this easily. And if 2Foxy puts himself in the situation as well, he should be able to spawn kill SOAR here.
Yeah, one thing that I'm noticing from FAB is they're doing a really good job of kind of slowly pushing across the map and methodically grabbing those kills. However, I'm also a little concerned that it took them so long to push across the map. We saw 2Foxy get so many kills right there. Oh, I thought he was going to jump it off, and that was quite a unique play. I mean, clearly the player thought he was falling off the map, but in the end, he ended up giving Sniper over to, I forget if that was Munoz, it looked like. But either way, that was kind of a questionable play again from 2Foxy with Sniper.
Again, overconfidence, I think. He was reloading, he thought he might be able to hit the shot. He could have just tossed that sniper rifle off the map and it would have been a different story. Now we see SOAR actually pulling a flag here, and it just seemed like FAB, they had the chance to get in and start pushing, but they weren't doing anything with it. Here we see the flag being run now from FAB though, so they have got the counter.
Yeah, that's the crazy situation too, is we saw how FAB, they had so many kills. They were probably outslaying SOAR Gaming by 5 or 6 kills at the beginning of that game and did not get a single flagpole. Whereas SOAR, they got 3 or so kills and instantly pulled that FAB flag across the map.
Yeah, SOAR do not want to wait around. Drift hitting some great shots with a sniper rifle, but it's not going to be enough as Jimbo puts the first flag in. Rockets have just come up as well, and Foxy, of course, they're in his hands. So once again, SOAR just can't get control of these power weapons off the spawn, and it should be enough for FAB to push in. We see 2 kills. They do go down. That's a 3rd for Foxy as well. Not sure if that was a triple or a double, but that is going to be enough for Jimbo to run this second flag. He's going to choose to run it sniper side as well with the new sniper coming up. They have absolute control of the map. Can SOAR stop this one?
I don't think so. This one's too far across the map, already at Fountain. I don't know if anyone's in position. I think Drift is the closest player, and he's at bottom snipe. So there's the second capture for FAB Gaming. When I was questioning before their objective efficiency, they've instantly turned that around in the last minute and a half.
Yeah, they are not laying up now. They just want to put this one to bed. They want to finish this series, grab some food before they face stiffer competition later. As we do see Jimbo just trying to do what he can with the DMR. He's got grenades to work with as well. Foxy comes in to finish him off, and that'll be a sniper rifle as a reward for him. They try and move the flag, but they know it's not going anywhere, so no one is going to try and push in. Munoz is doing what he can to stop it, to try and get back into this game. I mean, can they get back into this game? They are trying to run a flag here, Dave.
I mean, it's a good position to run a flag, just because as soon as you start to get your flag out, like, if you haven't been able to outslay the other team, you want to go for those chaotic captures. You want to almost wait for someone from FAB to pull your flag, and then you pull the counter cap and hopefully win in that chaotic situation. That seems to be kind of a strategy amongst top American squads if they're getting outslayed heavily.
Look at that from Respectful as well. He's being shot in the back, and he just ducked and dived everywhere to manage to stay alive, pushed back up to Sniper. He left the flag, but now he comes back for it with full health. I don't think there's anyone in the base to stop it as well, so that's going to be the 3rd cap, and that is going to be the series for FAB. A nice, confident display from them. It's what we expected, it's what they needed to do. Unfortunate for SOAR Gaming, but a great start from FAB.
Yeah, we expected that result. However, what we did not expect was that start on Empire Strongholds with SOAR coming out strong. So showing that they can show some life, that they're still a strong squad, but not quite up to the same level as the #1 European team, FAB Gaming.
It took a while for them to kind of get into the swing of things, especially in Coliseum as well. They had all the control, they had the sniper rifle, but they waited. I don't think they were doing that on purpose. I just don't think they had seen the right opportunity. Perhaps the spawn cycle wasn't quite right, because sometimes if you kill one by one and they're all coming off spawn, you want to get all 4 down at the same time.
That's fair, but I also felt like they had plenty of opportunities to push over towards that snipe cave, especially after 2Foxy's hitting that body shot and there's someone over near cave's corner. He's going to be able to go over in that corner, finish off the kill, and then has the perfect sight line for players who are spawning in back flag or over in rocket corner.
Yeah, and Foxy picking up 12 kills there as well, really dominating. Anyone that really stood out for you, if you had to give an MVP from that series?
maybe Mose, even though we weren't on his screen the majority of the time, I felt like he was always in the right supporting positions for his teammates. Anytime his teammates had sniper or rockets, he was just around the corner making sure they had that extra breathing room.
Yeah, he was always on the kill feed as well. Every time it's just, Mose killed this guy, Mose killed that guy. And it was with an SMG, it was with a pistol, any weapon you put in Mose's hands. Absolutely dominant. And it's crazy if you think about Mose's story as well. The fact that last year he didn't even qualify, but this year he's here, he wants to make a statement. Let's find out what Mose has to think on the stage with Josh.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. This is the Xfinity post-game interview. Congratulations to FAB Gaming taking that victory. Now, you guys have been dominating the European scene. You've won the last 3 LAN events. Now you're here at the Halo World Championship.
So, yeah, we dominated in Europe, and now we're just here to play and prove we can do well in the States as well.
Well, you for Game 1 against SOAR, our Latin American team, but some of our commentators were commentating on 2 Foxy's misses with that sniper on that second map. Did you guys have to have a little bit of a, hey, this may fly against a LATAM team, but it's not going to fly against a North American team? Or would you chalk it up to a little bit of the nerves and just shaking off that first match jitters?
Well, Perry usually doesn't miss with snipe. Maybe he's just warming up. You know, we haven't played in a few days, so maybe he's just like trying to warm up. But yeah.
Do you guys feel warm now?
Yeah, definitely. I feel a lot more warm now playing these few games.
Now, at the end of the last tournament, we saw you guys want to say to those North American teams, you're ready to face against them. You're ready to play against the best teams that we've seen in Halo over the last number of years. Which team in particular from North America would you guys like to face?
We don't really have a particular team. I mean, we're just here to play, and we're playing against anyone we have to play, so yeah. Could
this be the event that EU takes over NA for top 3?
Definitely.
Definitely from FAB Gaming, folks. Give it up for Mose and FAB Gaming one more time for that excellent victory. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, the action will continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Halo World Championships 2017 live from the ESL studios in Burbank, California. My name is Alex Axel Tosh Rodriguez here at the Xfinity desk, and I am joined by Ghost and T-Squared. We've been watching some Halo today. The match is getting started here in group play for the Halo World Championships. That's 4 groups of 3, trying to find out who's going to be advancing to the winner's bracket. To start the day off, we saw a bit of an upset. Splyce taking out Envious in the first match, and in the most recent match, we saw the team from Europe, FAB Games eSports, taking out the team from Latin America, SOAR Gaming. Guys, let's talk about that last match as we see. We're going to have the series layout coming up here in a second. I guess not too surprising. If there was a theme of the first match, it's like, all right, we're a little bit surprised, but FAB coming out strong against SOAR. What are your thoughts on the match, guys?
I mean, I think when Tom and I were actually just looking at the series layout, we thought that we could have seen Game 1, Empire Strongholds, fall actually to SOAR Gaming. But even though they did get that head start that we did see them surmount, eventually FAB just came back. They had a pretty decent-sized comeback, and from there on out, that was it, man. I mean, 50-35, 3-0. FAB just they look strong, man.
A lot of those games, they were, you know, at a point, maybe in the middle, there was a time where you say, all right, maybe SOAR's going to be able to win this. Then all of a sudden, FAB just kind of ran away with that.
Yep.
But you saw in even CTF Coliseum, the guys from SOAR, they didn't give up. They still fought. Yep. It was very, very tough. They had 100%. A really great opportunity for a flag cap that they didn't have. And then all of a sudden, a couple of things didn't go their way. And then when you're down 2-0 and things aren't going your way, well, they're just going to get worse from there. So it's just unfortunate that they weren't able to close out. And that was a huge play right there coming out from 2 Foxy. You could see the score, and that's huge when they didn't rack up any more points there. And that's the type of plays that these guys on FAB were able to make in the very clutch times that the guys on SOAR weren't able to make.
Yeah, they looked good, man.
FAB has got to be feeling good about opening with this 3-0 over SOAR. A lot of people considering SOAR as the underdogs of the tournament, but from FAB's perspective, being in the group that they're in, taking such a strong lead. What are the implications for group play here for FAB, as a 3-0 puts them in a pretty nice position within the group?
Yeah, I think that when you look at the rest of that group, right, we know that SOAR has to kind of prove themselves. Well, now they already have fallen to FAB. But then, yeah, we talk about straight ripping. And I think that FAB now has an actual chance, right? They've won 3-0, and you look at Envy versus Splyce. Envy is probably curious how they kind of make a comeback now after losing their first match, but FAB didn't. They won the first match, and not only that, they won it handedly, 3-0. So to kind of get off those first match jitters, I think is a very, very big deal for really anyone, but especially when you're talking about a team that's traveling from overseas. These guys could potentially have really bad jet lag and everything else thereafter. So yeah, they won, man.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Envy, and Envy's about to take on Immunity here. That's going to be the next match.
Yep.
And it's, again, this is the 1 versus the 3. So this is heavily, heavily in the favor of Envy. This is the first time that we're going to see a 1 versus 3 here in our 3rd match of the day here on the A stream. But it's going to be tough for Immunity now because, yeah, they may have gotten confidence from the fact that Envy lost and Splyce beat them, but Envy is going to come out firing now because that would just be the biggest shocker in probably Halo history, is if Immunity loses or if Immunity beats Envy and sends Envy to the losers bracket here in terms of starting bracket playoff tonight and tomorrow. So it's a very important series here for both teams. If Immunity again ends up winning this first game, that could be crazy. But these two teams scrimmed, and Envy was obviously, you know, extremely strong online here, but something happened, you know, where they came up and were very slow today. So I want to see if these guys are going to be able to bounce back, get some hype back. Going back to the other group, Group D, between, you know, SOAR, FAB, and Straight Rippin' now, they're going to have, SOAR is going to be playing against Straight, and then the last match, I think, of the night in terms of, before we get into the winners bracket, is going to be FAB taking on Straight Rippin'. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to be playing off. So all these matches are just completely crazy. It's really hard to predict, but one thing's for sure is we are going to have one insane tournament, and I can't wait to see how these other teams are going to pan out, because I think that SOAR, even though that they lost that series, still put up a really good fight, and I don't think they should be upset by any way, means, or shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, it's also good, too, that SOAR Gaming, right, they're kind of getting their feet wet, and by putting up at least a decent fight against FAB, now they're going to have a chance at obviously playing against Straight. And then there is a tent, right? We have 3 stations going at all times. They can warm up, they can practice a lot more. And I think that when, you know, you're talking about the group stages, it's important that they're not just getting pushed into you know, kind of getting knocked out of the tournament. Instead, they go right into the losers bracket, so they at least still have a fighting chance. Can't count them out.
Anything can happen here at the Halo World Championships. You can kind of throw past results out the window, considering it's $1 million prize pool, a live environment. So we're going to be looking out for all these storylines as they continue to unfold. But we're going to continue breaking down that last match. We have Elamite standing by at the telestrator with some more analysis. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Axel Toss. And yes, we did just see SOAR Gaming come out and lose to FAB eSports. And what I want to do is take a look at the Eden Slayer game type and break down exactly how the teamwork differential between these two teams and how it was affecting them in play. So we're going to take a look at the map and talk about it first. So what we had was, generally speaking, you want to control blue side of the map. It has more angles, more height advantages, it's harder to push on. But what happened was, the FAB eSports had all of the power weapons and were set up over at red base. So we had a sniper rifle player over here at Ben with someone protecting him, and a sniper rifle player baiting his teammate, working on getting kills on players hiding over here by the rocket spawn. There's another player with rockets hiding red 1, and the other guy in front of the base. So all 4 members of FAB eSports working on red side of the base with the power weapons set up for control. Then you did have SOAR Gaming pushing in, trying to collapse on the base. There were 2 players over here by rocket spawn, another player pushing front of the base, another guy charging left and right. So what happened was it just did not work out in their favor. They were not coordinated enough, and there's too good of teamwork and pushes and defense here from FAB eSports. Let's go ahead and roll the clip and take a look exactly how this played out. And this is, of course, Eden Slayer. It was sniper rifle and rockets on the hands of FAB eSports with control. All right, so we'll go ahead and exit here from the map. And let's go ahead and roll that. There, the screen, I can't get out. All right, 1 second here. Full screen. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the replay here on full screen. So let's go ahead and roll that one. All right, now as you can see there, they had the sniper rifle set up there on the Ben. Immediately in the kill feed, you see a rocket launcher kill coming out, and this lead, 38-24, just steadily growing over and over again as they're pushing in. And of course, the rotation with that sniper rifle over into the red platform here and catching the angles on the line of sight of the player hiding in rocket. So it's great rotations here from FAB eSports. They're set up perfectly at red and just constantly created 2v1 advantages and had perfect execution of bait and switches here between that team. That's exactly why they were able to come out and dominate the series so well.